All right, so we've started off NFL free agency with a bang, and it's been crazy for the first day. As we saw, Kirk Cousins, he's getting the bag. Russell Wilson, he's out of town. Um, and then freaking, like when I saw it off of the Pat McAfee, one of his clips and stuff. Like my initial reaction is, what? What? And oh my gosh, Aaron Jones. So let's hop into the video. All right, so in this video, what I'm going to just be talking about is like my initial reaction to seeing who is being traded here in the first day, who's gone to a different team, who's been released, and the impact that I think, like, are they a huge game changer? Did they make that team a contender? Like, what's up? You know what I mean? All right, let's start with probably the one that everybody's already talked about. Everybody's already given an opinion about it. But Russell Wilson to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, if they were getting Russell Wilson like 5 years ago, yeah, okay, that's pretty scary. But they're getting Russell Wilson coming off of being with the Broncos. He did go on a little tear there. There was a moment where the Broncos were turning it around. But then just with contract negotiations, his problem with Sean Payton, like there was a lot of stuff going on in the building, and I think we're only going to learn about it later. And from what it sounds like and it looks like Wilson was the problem. And so Wilson versus, Mike Tomlin and the mediocrity of both of them just kind of having a kind of approach. Don't expect the Steelers to go, win the division and then make a deep playoff run, because the Steelers, even after getting Russell Wilson, are going to be average. They are. I really thought that the Broncos had a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I did predict that with the new acquiring of Wilson, and this was still in the new team with the fresh quarterback, they go on, they win the Super Bowl, like it happened with Brady, it happened with Stafford. I was like, okay, the Broncos are going to be the next. But he was just so mediocre, and the Broncos stunk for the last 2 seasons. I don't think that's just going to change overnight, especially with how terrible the Steelers' offense has been. Even though they fired Canada, it's like the Steelers' offense still sucks. They have weapons, but it still sucks. And so I think this is going to put a dent kind of on Kenny Pickett. And Kenny Pickett's not going to be the dude. Kenny Pickett's kind of sitting in limbo, like how Zach Wilson is, like how Mac Jones was, where, well, we brought in a new guy because you're not the guy. And they're probably going to play Wilson for what, 2 seasons? 3 maybe, like if he, if he's good. But then they're just going to reset. Do the Steelers get better? A little bit, but not like, oh, wow. Like, I think they'll still get beat up by the Ravens and the Bengals in the division, but they don't just make that phenomenal jump. Like, their defense is still going to be solid, but I don't see it. Okay, and then Saquon Barkley jumping from the Giants to division rival Eagles. Perfect. This is the perfect move for him. And honestly, I'm like stoked for him because the Eagles are still a team. I know there's a lot of outside noise like, oh, the Eagles suck. No, the Eagles don't suck. They're still one of the top 3 teams in the NFC right now, because the NFC, it still runs through the 49ers, but right now it's kind of open for interpretation for next season. I mean, Saquon wasn't going anywhere with the Giants. He went nowhere with the Giants for the time that he was there since 2018. Plus, Danny Dimes sucked at quarterback, and, DeVito was fun for a hot minute, but bringing on a rookie and having him sit through another rebuild, like, it's good that he got out. Philadelphia is a contender. And so I could see this be like a Christian McCaffrey kind of trade, when McCaffrey hopped from, the Panthers to the 49ers and made an immediate impact. So hopefully that's what's going on with Saquon. All right, Josh Jacobs coming from the Raiders to the Packers. There's a split second there where the Packers had the best backfield tandem in the league, but then they decided to trade it away. That would have been like okay, we're cooking something here. But then Jones got released. And now he's probably going to go to another NFC team, or maybe what a lot of Packers do. They go to a division rival. Could he go to the Lions? That'd be scary. Could he go to the Vikings? Maybe. I don't think he would want to go to the Bears, because the Bears stink. And even with Caleb Williams, they're going to struggle this next season. Oh, it sucks. It's like, I personally think, and this is, yes, a Packers fan bias, Jacobs is not better than Jones. Like Aaron Jones, time in and time out, like he's the dude, and he's been a reliable source for the Packers, especially, oh my gosh, like 2020, 2021, in 2022 when they just stunk this year. It sucks. It honestly, it's brutal. It's freaking brutal that he got traded, because Packers will take 2 steps forward in the right direction, but then we'll take 10 steps back. And that's personally my opinion, because, I mean, Josh Jacobs was fighting with the Raiders to try to get paid money, and Jones was willing to take pay cut after pay cut. Now, is he deserved money? Yes, obviously. And so that's why he did a good business decision to leave. But, I mean, it stinks. It freaking stinks, because I think Jones is better. But, I mean, good luck with wherever he's going, but that's my thoughts on that. Kirk Cousins from the Vikings to the Falcons. I mean, I think personally Kirk Cousins, he kind of sucks, but I mean, he's a multimillionaire NFL quarterback. I have no room to talk, but he's a likable dude. Like watching quarterback last season on Netflix, like he's a really likable guy, and I'd take him over Sam Darnold. I wouldn't take him over Baker Mayfield, but I'd take him over Bryce Young. I'd take him over Geno Smith. I'd take him over like Dak Prescott. I'd take him over Dak Prescott any day of the week, versus all these other quarterbacks that everybody's like, oh, this guy's a dude. No. The NFL right now runs through Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Brock Purdy. You can throw Josh Allen in there too, but like Kirk Cousins, he's a tier 2 kind of guy versus tier 1. And so, I mean, the Falcons, will they immediately be contenders? I mean, the South is wide open. It's been open even with Brady's last season there. Baker Mayfield did re-sign, which good for him. I think it's finally time for him to set into a place instead of having either a different coach, different coordinator, or just being moved from team to team to team. Hopefully Baker does well with this contract. But I think they could probably get second in the division. And if they can split the series 1-1 with the Bucks, then yeah, the Falcons could probably sneak that 7th seed, highest 4th seed, and actually win the South. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's still Kirk Cousins. This man has fleeced the NFL for a very long time, just like how Ben Simmons has fleeced the NBA. All right, here we go. Last one, Mac Jones from the Patriots to the Jags. No difference, about this much difference. This isn't going to be like a Nick Foles. And now that I'm saying it out loud, quit. But he's not going to make any impact. Seriously, that's Trevor Lawrence's team. The Jaguars are insane if they think that he can turn that team around. He's going to be a backup, just like how Sam Darnold is. Drew Lock, like he's basically a glorified Drew Lock now. Plus, Trey Lance too. Like Trey Lance hasn't played it. Like he was a waste of a draft pick, and just stinks. But then again, the Patriots have been a mess. They miss Tom Brady. Anyways, that's my opinions on all of that. I will catch you in the next video.
Let's ride.
Perfect. Okay. One more time. Broncos country, let's ride.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.